were raised by our grandparents along with our mother as well, but we lived with our grandparents. And so going through that experience where my sister, my twin sister, and I were living with my grandfather and grandmother, we got to see how hard he worked for his family.
Yo, boy, Cortez Hustle here, your favorite fatherpreneur. And I just want to ask you something, fellas. Could you move your grandchildren in with you? Should we get back to multi-generational family rearing and upbringing? As a parent, if the opportunity presented itself, could you move back in with your parents for the sake of adding that extra wisdom to the child rearing of your children, right? Put the ego to the side. If that was the best thing for you to do, could you put your ego to the side, move back in with your parents so your children can get that love and support, not only from you, but also from their grandparents? So listen to what Dion Blanks had to say when I interviewed her on the Cortez Hustle Show, and let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let's get to it.
That's a good question. So my childhood I had a great childhood actually. So I was raised by a single mother, and she had four of us. So I have an identical twin sister, older sister, and an older brother. But when we turned like elementary school age, she wanted us to actually go to better schools, and we were raised by our grandparents along with our mother as well, but we lived with our grandparents. And so going through that experience where my sister, my twin sister, and I were living with my grandfather and grandmother, we got to see how hard he worked for his family. He was also an entrepreneur. He he was an orphan, and grew up in the Jim Crow South, and was still able to be an entrepreneur, be able to be a homeowner. He raised his kids, his grandkids, and never complained. And so just seeing him just really go out there and get everything that he could get at the time, it just put something in all of us as far as making sure that we did not take the opportunities that we had for granted. And so that was one of the many things that we learned while growing up, that even though we lived in a low-income housing or a low-income neighborhood, that's what it was considered, they still gave us more than enough mentally. And we were rich mentally. And that was the thing that really got us from going from not having a lot to now being able to have the mindset to have more and to be more. So our upbringing was, it wasn't all about the money. It was more so about the guidance and the ethics and the morals that were put into us so that we could flourish later on. So